Your home could flood in the next 72 hours, and this is not the worst part. The battle between Arctic cold and mild Atlantic air is about to turn February into the most unpredictable weather month we have seen in years. 30 millimeters of rain, snow on the M6, flooding across Somerset, and here is what nobody is telling you. This is just the beginning. Right now, 2 weather warnings are active across the UK. One stretches across North Angus and Aberdeen, targeting higher ground where rain has been relentlessly falling for the past week. The other covers southwest England, central southern England, and areas just north of Cardiff. 30 millimeters of rain expected on ground that is already completely saturated. But here is the shocking truth. This is not a simple rain event. What we are witnessing is a meteorological tug-of-war. Cold air from Scandinavia, mild air from the Atlantic, and your home sits right in the middle of the battlefield. Stay with me for the next 60 seconds because I am about to reveal which cities will see the heaviest rain on Thursday morning, and more importantly, when the snow will arrive in your area. Comment below with your location and I will give you a personalized forecast for your exact area. Let me show you what is happening right now. Scotland is seeing scattered showers, some still with a wintry mix over higher ground. The milder air has swept up from the south, pushing the cold air away temporarily. The next round of wet and windy weather is already heading north from the southwest, and it will dominate Thursday and Friday. Here is what makes this dangerous. It is slow, grinding, relentless. The precipitation rates might not look terrifying on paper, but it is going to rain for hours on end. And when rain falls for hours on saturated ground, you get flooding. London, you are looking at rain starting around 6 a.m. Thursday morning. Not heavy initially, but persistent. By midday, rainfall rates increase. The worst period hits between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Thursday evening. Temperatures around 10 degrees Celsius, but it will feel colder with that persistent easterly wind. Birmingham, you are in the direct path. Rain arrives around 4 a.m. Thursday. The morning commute will be wet. That easterly wind will be gusty as it hops over higher ground. Expect disruption on the M6, especially north of the city. Peak rainfall between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Thursday. Manchester, rain begins around 3 a.m. Thursday morning. But pay close attention, you are on the boundary zone. As we move through Thursday afternoon, temperatures will hover around 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. That means any precipitation over the Pennines could turn to snow. Not in the city centre, but if you are travelling on the M62, the A628, watch for snow and ice developing by Thursday evening. Bristol and southwest England, you have been absolutely hammered by rain over the past 2 weeks. Thursday is going to be another difficult day. Rain starts around 5 a.m. The heaviest period runs from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thursday, 15 to 20 millimeters expected widely, with localized totals reaching 30 millimeters. On saturated ground, this means flooding. Watch the rivers. Cardiff, similar story. Rain from around 5:30 a.m. Thursday. Higher ground north of the city could see 30 millimeters. Peak rainfall midday to early evening Thursday. Leeds, you are in an interesting position. Rain arrives around 5 a.m. Thursday, but by Thursday evening, as temperatures drop, you could see that rain transition to sleet, possibly snow over higher suburbs in the moors to the west. Newcastle, rain Thursday morning, turning increasingly wintry over higher ground through the day. The Northumberland Hills could see several centimetres of snow accumulation Thursday night. Edinburgh, you are firmly on the cold side of this battle. Rain, yes, but that freezing level is going to drop through Thursday. By Thursday evening, snow is likely over the Pentland Hills, the Lammermuirs, higher routes south and west of the city. The city centre stays mostly rain, but expect some sleet mixing in Thursday night. Glasgow, very similar. Rain through Thursday, heavy at times, with the worst period between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. But watch what happens Thursday evening. The freezing level crashes. Snow develops over higher ground to the north and east. Inverness, you are in the bullseye for wintry weather. Rain transitions to snow over higher ground Thursday afternoon and evening. The A9 south toward Perth could see difficult conditions. Accumulations of 10 to 20 centimetres possible over the Cairngorms by Friday morning. Aberdeen, you have been dealing with this for a week. The rain warning remains in place through midday Thursday. You have already had significant rain. More is coming. And with temperatures rising rapidly, any snow at higher elevations is melting fast. That meltwater, combined with new rainfall, creates a flash flooding risk. Belfast, you might get a dry start Thursday morning, but cloud increases through late morning. Rain arrives by early afternoon. The worst period for you is Thursday evening into Friday morning. Gusty winds as well. Here is where it gets really interesting. This is not just about Thursday. This is about the next 10 to 14 days. The block of high pressure over Scandinavia is strengthening next week. That pulls cold air south and west. At the same time, low-pressure systems keep rolling in from the Atlantic, pulling mild air north and east. Your location determines which air mass wins. Early next week, around Monday and Tuesday, milder air has the upper hand. Temperatures reach 10 degrees Celsius in the south, 7 to 8 degrees even in the north. Rain, yes, but no snow to worry about at lower levels. But then midweek, around Wednesday and Thursday of next week, the cold air makes a push. And this is where it gets serious for northern areas. A northeasterly wind develops, -5 degrees Celsius at upper levels. When that cold air mass collides with moisture from the Atlantic, you get snow, potentially significant snow for Scotland, northern England, and higher ground elsewhere. The models are showing this oscillation continuing through the third week of February. Cold snap, mild spell, cold snap, mild spell. It is exhausting just to forecast it. But here is what you really need to know. Every time that boundary between cold and mild air sets up near the UK, we get precipitation. And depending on exactly where you are, that precipitation could be rain, sleet, or snow. Sometimes all three in the same day. Northern Scotland, you could be absolutely caked in snow over the next 2 weeks. The Highlands, the Cairngorms are going to see repeated snow events. We are talking potential accumulations measured in meters, not centimeters, by the end of February. For areas further south, it is more complicated. You will see cold snaps lasting 2 to 3 days, harsh frosts, daytime temperatures below freezing, maybe some snow showers, but then it flips. Rain. Temperatures jump 10 degrees overnight. Snow melts rapidly. And the cycle repeats. What does this mean practically? It means you cannot let your guard down. You need to be ready for both winter and spring conditions, sometimes in the same 48-hour period. Keep your winter coat accessible. Keep your wellies by the door. Check weather forecasts daily, not weekly, because the situation is changing rapidly. Let me walk you through the weekend, because you need to know what is coming after Thursday and Friday. Saturday, most areas stay unsettled. Low pressure is still nearby. Rain showers continue, heavy at times. The winds ease slightly compared to Friday, but it is still going to be breezy. Temperatures mild, 8 to 11 degrees Celsius for most areas. Scotland stays colder, 5 to 7 degrees, with snow showers continuing over higher ground. Sunday, we get a brief improvement. A ridge of higher pressure builds in temporarily. This does not mean wall-to-wall sunshine, but it does mean drier conditions for most. Some sunny spells developing, particularly in central and eastern areas. Western coasts still see some showers drifting in from the Atlantic. Temperatures similar to Saturday. For those of you planning weekend activities, Saturday is a write-off for most. Sunday offers better conditions, especially inland. If you have outdoor plans, shift them to Sunday if possible. Now, here is the critical information for next week. Pay close attention because this affects everyone. Monday, we are on the mild side of the battle. Low pressure to the southwest continues to send rain bands northward, but temperatures are relatively mild, 7 to 10 degrees Celsius widely. Rain but not snow, even in the north. Tuesday, similar. Unsettled, rain at times, but mild. This is the calm before the storm, meteorologically speaking. Wednesday, the block of high pressure over Scandinavia strengthens. The wind direction shifts. Instead of southwesterly, we go easterly, then northeasterly. And that changes everything. Cold air starts filtering in from the North Sea. By Wednesday afternoon, temperatures are dropping in eastern areas. By Wednesday evening, that cold air is spreading westward. Thursday next week, this is where it gets interesting. The cold air has spread across most of the UK. Daytime temperatures in the north, 2 to 4 degrees Celsius. In the south, 5 to 7 degrees Celsius. But here is the key. Moisture is still trying to push in from the Atlantic. Cold air meets moisture equals snow. For northern Scotland, this is a significant snow event. Could see 10 to 20 centimetres, possibly more over high ground. For northern England, snow likely over the Pennines, the Lake District, the North York Moors. City centres might see a rain-snow mix, depending on exact temperatures. For the Midlands and southern England, this is trickier. You are on the edge. Some models show a band of snow pushing as far south as the M4 corridor. Other models keep you just rain or sleet. This is one to watch closely. What I can tell you with confidence is that Thursday next week will feel very different from this Thursday. It will be properly cold. Harsh frost Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Wind chill making it feel sub-zero in places. Friday next week, the cold air holds on. Another frosty start. Daytime temperatures still struggling, 3 to 6 degrees Celsius widely. Some wintry showers continue, especially in the north and east. Then, as we head into the following weekend, the models diverge. Some show the cold air holding on, leading to a properly cold spell lasting into the third week of February. Other models show milder Atlantic air crashing back in, and we are back to rain and wind. This is the battle. This is the uncertainty. And this is why you need to stay updated with forecasts daily, not just once at the beginning of the week. What makes this pattern particularly challenging is the rapid changes. You cannot adapt and settle into winter mode or into spring mode. You are constantly switching between the two. One final critical point, and this is important for your safety. These rapid swings between cold and mild create hazardous conditions. When snow falls, then temperatures rise rapidly, you get rapid melt. That meltwater has to go somewhere. Rivers rise quickly. Flooding can develop faster than you expect. Conversely, when temperatures drop rapidly after rain, you get flash freezing. Roads that were wet at 4 p.m. are ice rinks by 6 p.m. This is particularly dangerous because it catches people off guard. So, my advice, and please take this seriously, check road conditions before every journey over the next 2 weeks. Not just in the morning, but before you set off, because conditions can change in hours. Keep an emergency kit in your car, blanket, torch, phone charger, some snacks and water. If you get stuck in snow or ice, you want those items. Watch for flooding in the usual trouble spots. If an area floods regularly, it will almost certainly flood again over the next week, given the rainfall amounts we are expecting. Be kind to delivery drivers, postal workers, and others who have to work outside in these conditions. They are dealing with some genuinely difficult weather. And finally, comment below with your location. Tell me where you are, and I will do my best to give you a more specific forecast for your exact area. This video covers the broad brushstrokes, but your local conditions might vary significantly depending on your elevation, proximity to the coast, and local geography. Before we finish, let me give you a teaser for what is coming next. In the next video, we are going to dive deep into why this pattern has set up, what is happening in the upper atmosphere to create this battleground, and most importantly, what the long-range models are showing for late February into early March. There are some hints that this unsettled pattern could finally break down, but it might break down in a way that brings something even more dramatic. For now, stay safe, stay dry if you can, and keep your weather app refreshed. Thursday is going to be wet for most. Friday continues the theme. The weekend offers brief respite, and next week the cold air makes its move. Remember, comment your location below, and I will get you a personalized forecast. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next update. Stay weather aware.